Hi everyone, welcome back to another week of the guest life. So the girls are waking up this morning to a little bit different of an activity. While we were eating our Cheerios this morning, we saw an eagle swooping super close to our island. For the last few summers, we've had a couple eagles nesting here, and the girls ended up going collecting fish, and they're gonna try to keep them away from the dogs, and maybe we'll witness an eagle coming to have a snack. The empathy's pretty strong this morning. Oh, well, that mom eagle needs to get fat for her babies. And oh, they're so hungry because they came from the United States and they haven't been eating and they can't get to the water. They've been Googling up little pictures of baby eagles and getting their hearts all full for the morning. Hopefully they end up going for their little snack. Girls will be pretty excited to see that. Now, hopefully the crazy dogs don't go and knock that over. We shall be having a bath in the garden. Nice and clean.
You're so silly.
Oh, silly old grandma. She's still got a lot of spunk left.
Yeah, shall we keep doing that?
Yeah, have a good bath, Shelby. I'm just outside starting chores for my day. As the snow melts when the spring approaches, I start getting free kindling. Cleaning up my yard, and I don't have to split little kindling pieces. So here I go to start my fire and off with my day. I'm really looking forward to the summer season when my hands don't freeze every time I try to set up my little kindling starter fire. It's been staying pretty cold this last week and a half-ish. We had a really warm stint there. A bunch of melting was happening, and then boom, it went back down to about -20 at night times. Mornings were still chilly. Day highs were still kind of chilly, like -5, -10 even some days. So I was pretty happy for that, to be honest, because it pushed our breakup season. I thought breakup was going to be a lot earlier than usual. I think it is still going to be about a week or two earlier than usual. And mainly maybe that's just my mom choice to get off the ice because the road's been a little bit sketchy and the ice has been a little bit sketchy this year. I feel anyway. I don't know. It's been a really weird, mild winter, so I don't know if I really want to trust it as long as I usually do. But even though it's been cold, because we're nearing into spring and the sun, you can really feel the heat on your face. So if you're not from the northern hemisphere all winter, even on the sunniest of days, you can't feel the sun's heat. But as spring approaches, even if it's still cold out, you can feel the heat of the sun on your back. If you're wearing black, it really warms up the dark deck. And because the sun has been stronger, it's still been melting. Like even if it's -10 out, I've been noticing a lot more earth showing day after day after day, just more peaks out and more peaks out. Once a dark spot starts showing on the earth, the sun just attacks it and there goes the snow. And it's no good because I'm already worried that this summer is going to be a really bad fire year. We got a little bit of snow there, but now all of it's just evaporating. Like these -10 actually melting days, that's not going into the ground. That's going straight up into the sky. And especially because the snow is so crusty, there's like this crusty hard layer. None of that seeping through. It's all just evaporating. So we're just losing the little precious snow that we do have. Once we start getting into melting, which I feel like next week is supposed to be really warm, that will go into the ground, but there's really not much. Added on to Shale's chore list this evening was to take down the ladder and go ditch the fish elsewhere on the lake so the dogs don't get into it, because we weren't lucky enough to see the eagle, but she got very lucky. She said when she was going to ditch the fish that the eagle was right by her. It was like swooping around. It was being crazy and like falling and twisting, and she placed all the fish nice for that eagle. So even though we won't be able to witness it, I can guarantee that eagle's going to be going to bed with a full belly tonight. My poor girl, when she was doing chores, her finger ended up in between two logs. Here, flip them over, show me. Your other one. He's a wee bit fatter than his partner. She's a lot more brave than me. She's only complained a couple times today. A couple years ago, the same thing happened to me. My finger, it was my ring finger too, and it ended up in between two logs, and a little bit of the nail got purple. I have no idea. Friends of mine that walk around with these purple nails, it's like, how aren't you in agonizing pain? I don't know. I was such a baby when that happened. I was on the futon. I remember just throbbing, so I was holding it up and, I don't know, being a big baby about it. Hers might turn purple. I have a feeling at least a portion of it will. Well, lucky me, I get to push shower day off yet one more day. I was going to pump water. I got kids bathed, laundry done, draining it dry. I was going to pump a fresh batch of water and then have a shower. And I did my routine. I plugged in my heat trace for an hour. That was good. Plugged in my pump, and I heard a little bit of ice traveling up the line. I was like, nah, it's nothing I haven't heard before. I'm just going to see. If it starts sounding rank up the line, I'll unplug it real quick. Then all of a sudden, water starts oozing out of my pump section. We've got it all, well, we had it all bundled up with the 5-gallon pail and everything. I had to bust that off with the axe, take everything apart, frozen insulation. That took me a while to see where this leak was coming from. So we've got a quick disconnect right here. I took that apart just so that if there was any residual water in the line, that wasn't going to get affected and freeze and make my life worse later when John was here to help me figure it out. But I figured while I'm here, I'll make myself as useful as possible. I'm going to plug it back in and see where the water's coming from. First, when I plugged it in, nothing was happening. And then I was like, okay, now we buggered the pump completely. But to my demise, one of our gazillion extension cords had undone way up the line. Anyway, I figured that out, plugged her in, and no water was coming out. It just started shooting out of the bottom portion of our disconnect. So because I wasn't seeing any water coming elsewhere, it was just coming right out of that bottom line, I thought, you know what? I'm going to try this one more time. So I hooked everything back up, plugged it in, went it running to the house, and the girls yell at me from inside, it's running, everything's great. And then I look back at the pump and it was peeing out in about 2 spots right here. So I called John for the second time to give him the good news that only the bottom part, like that PEX pipe from the pump to the disconnect, needs to be replaced, because I probably stressed him out when I first called him at work. So we just got to replace this piece, little hose clamp there, all the way up to the disconnect, which isn't too bad. So all's good, other than my no shower today. But I mean, hey, if showers were that important to me, I probably wouldn't be living off-grid. Coming to film the end of my video, and my husky's having her second bath for the day. Lucky dog. But I'm going to end this video here. Easter's coming up. Happy Easter, everybody. We're going to be spending the weekend enjoying some quality family time, so I won't be on my phone. But everybody enjoy themselves, and we'll see you next time. Bye.